And we're back again for the final time.
Maybe.
Yeah. Honestly, if there's a devil reverse villain here, I I I may riot. I may riot.
Look, they gave us the single villain last time. I think we might be okay. These are good writers.
Fair, fair. They only make me bad when they reference something, but they always reference it the best way.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? We have to understand. There is always a bad guy. We are the bad guy. Therefore, as long as the writing is engaging, as long as the writing feels satisfying, thumbs up.
True. I also love in the last episode, they totally owned up to the fact. It's like, hey, are you going to find the actual killer? Dead silence. Ah, I see.
I mean, yeah.
Justice? Question mark?
Listen, that's what it is, Morgan. I took to note the right lesson from Phoenix Wright. You only have to get you only have to get your client acquitted. You don't have to prove anything.
So, I don't remember if it was said in this game. I thought it was. But, like, the purpose of the defense at its core is to make sure that the prosecution is doing everything lawfully, right? Like, that's the point of the defense. The defense is there to make sure that if the man is guilty, if the person is guilty, that the person who is guilty is tried, and you come to that conclusion legally, ethically.
It wasn't directly said, but I know that in the first official chapter, Morgan mentioned to Sarah, like, hey, my job is just to poke holes and find ways to get my client off. But as far as the making sure the prosecution does it right, Morgan's not directly mentioned it, but it's kind of referenced in the way that Morgan has to poke holes. And like, yes, Emma is doing everything absolutely right. Shit, I'm losing.
Which is why, again, it doesn't matter if they find out who actually done it. Stares into the camera.
Look, that's a whole separate court case that's someone else's problem.
Well, when that shoe finally drops, it will be a banger. Pun intended.
Well, no, it's when that body finally surfaces, but, you know, I hit him with a brick, so... That's the one part.
Also, for anybody who doesn't follow our social media, Nth Circle did announce that Chapter 3 is coming out in the fall.
Yeah. So we will have a not that long a wait for the next one. Also, that was probably the thing that endeared Morgan the most to me. Is like, I love her method and I love her reasonings for all of her like craziness. But at the end of the day, she was just like, you know what? No, this guy had to die, and I had a brick. I just threw the brick away. Perfect crime. But yeah, let's hop on back in. Of all the
So as
details
we've learned,
okay.
I was gonna say, as we have learned last time, Officer Rogers has apparently turned on locked-in mode.
Yeah, and it's not just regular locked-in mode, it's the, oh no, they're too realistic locked-in mode.
And we also found out that his own piss-poor aim has now made it to where Morgan's kind of losing now.
Almost to the point that he may have possibly faked it just to have this as a backup. But, as we were saying, of all the stupid details that come back and bite me in the ass, the piss-poor aim that London mentioned...
Sarah, how dare you while I was taking a sip of water? Is it possible that Officer Rogers faked his poor aim at the academy?
It's easy to not hit your target. But why would he intentionally flunk a shooting test years ago to give himself such a strange alibi here today?
He didn't flunk his test. He got the very lowest score you could possibly get while still being certified.
Good lord, you'd have to be trying to...
I love how it just clicked. It just clicked.
If his goal was to receive the exact minimum number of points needed to pass, his margin of error would actually be much smaller than anyone else by simply doing their best.
But then, what about when he first saw me? It's true that any other cop who saw me standing over their dead partner would have just unloaded. Instead, he ran up and hit me, if he's not actually that bad of a shot. Why am I still alive?
That's the story. Well, honestly, he probably... If everyone else knows you like I know you, he knew about your martyr complex and was banking on it. Just ask your father.
Damn!
That's the story Roger's been telling so far, that he instinctually didn't bother to fire. His gun wasn't discharged, and Sosuke's got the bruises, so we accept that line of reasoning. But if I assume he's more dangerous than he's led us to believe, why wouldn't he have just shot Sosuke when he had the chance? He could have told his fellow officers whatever story he liked afterwards. And we wouldn't even be having this trial. I feared for my life, that's all he'd need to say. Under what circumstances would it have been impossible for him to claim that?
Damn.
Your Honor? I'm reminded just now that my client and the witness were in a physical altercation.
I apprehended the murder suspect, yes. Surely you aren't suggesting I used unreasonable force.
If anything, you used unreasonably little.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, on the other hand, actually.
Yeah, look at Sosuke before we realize that he's modded to shit. Not at all, but I imagine things happened fairly fast. Isn't it possible that a knife on Sosuke's person may have been knocked away into a corner during that moment?
What are you... It may have. I can't say I would have necessarily noticed something clattering onto the floor while I was trying to cuff a violent perp.
Perhaps, Your Honor, the witness ought to testify about everything he recalls from the moment that he confronted my client. Jogging his memory might be the only way we can address the gaps in our knowledge.
No objections.
I love with just that, like, that sprite with that thing is just like, no, let her cook.
Then let's hear it. Good versus evil, man versus machine. Cop versus robber.
I'm not a machine or a robber.
Don't worry, Sosuke. If need be, Morgan would go through a whole trial just to prove you're not a machine.
Oh no, prove he is a machine. Oh, what kind of joke is that? Reference to the first game. When that blue blood fled down the fire escape into the alley, I poked my head out the second floor window. But then I heard a sickening thump from above on the third floor where I knew my partner was. Reflexively, I drew my service weapon and rushed up the stairs, while I saw the defendant standing over my partner's dead body. I was shocked, but he was clearly injured, and the sword was stuck, so before I knew it, I was running at him. He turned to me with a dull shock just as I whipped my pistol butt into his forehead. He collapsed after that, and the room was a mess. My blood was pumping. If he had dropped a knife at that time, I wouldn't have noticed it.
Okay. Now, I'm just going through this because it's just we went through all the options and then focus on that moment. I also want to look at the options because I think what the getcha is he hit him in the forehead and Sosuke hasn't had a bruise this entire time.
That too, and I think Morgan just mentioned that he was hit in the crown of his head, which is like the top of the back.
Top. Let's get. Okay.
Yep, there it is. Probably Sosuke's medical file. Got him.
That's also what hurt me. Like, what? I'm not even arguing with you at this point.
Yeah.
Sounds very brave,
I didn't
Officer
see
Rogers.
anything.
Sounds very brave, Officer Rogers, but that's physically impossible. How could you have knocked my client out with one strike to the forehead when it was the back of his head that was injured?
What are you talking about? Yesterday he had bruises all across his body.
An exaggeration that doesn't hold up to the scrutiny of his actual medical records. Largest wound found on the crown of the head. The crown, as in the top of the back of the head. The butt of a pistol leaves a surprisingly specific impression on the human body, Officer Rogers.
It's true.
I assume Dr. Satos is still in the building. Perhaps we should call her back and have her examine my client on the stand.
Sosuke, you'll have to remove your shirt.
To get my head checked? That would be a waste of time, Your Honor. Counselor Morgan has taken advantage of some rather vague wording in the medical record to make her argument. Largest wound.
I would like to point out. I would like to point out that when it comes to testimony, I'm so sorry to interject, Sako. When it
You're
comes
fine.
to testimony, no, the words do actually matter, prosecution.
But the fact is, the defendant was covered in various bruises all over his body when he was taken into custody, including on the front of his skull. She's not wrong. I still remember every ache. It's entirely possible that when Officers Rogers struck the defendant on the forehead, the blow was glancing. But still hard enough to knock the defendant backwards. And had he fallen backwards hard, he very easily could have sustained a large wound to the crown of his head. The moment he hit the ground.
Respectfully, Your Honor, that's...
Ultimately not something either the people nor the defense are experts on. But even if we were, neither of us could examine wounds that are no longer visible.
Sosuke's injuries. They've mostly healed as of this morning.
Hope that injection helped you sleep really well last night, Sosuke.
Oops. Your Honor, as I see it, either we could extend this trial indefinitely, with people in defense flying in x-ray specialists and contusion analysts to argue back and forth about fracture lines, or we could accept that events more or less took place as the witness described. He hit the defendant on the head, and then the defendant fell backwards onto the floor.
If the head wound's open to interpretation, then...
Oh boy.
Let's...
What's the raise?
Raises...
Medical data doesn't support.
That's what I was gonna... Game. Profiles. Evidence. Same blood from various sources across the interior.
Oh, I see what they're doing. This is dumb. It's kind of a weird, dumb, like, really third-dimensional thinking. Blood from various sources across the anterior front of the body. If he fell backwards, there wouldn't be anything on his back.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a raise.
Forget expert witnesses. Let's all just look at the medical data with our own two peepers.
Peepers?
What, would you prefer peepus?
Keep it.
Listen, we managed to go an entire playthrough of this without mentioning the fact that Deltarune happened, so... Also, Rogers
Now
claims
whose
that...
fault is that?
Probably the one person who hasn't actually played and only helps. But, Officer Rogers claims that Sosuke was hit on the forehead and fell backwards. But what would he have to fall onto?
I'm sorry, I just heard a fucking firework, and it is currently 1:50 p.m. where I'm at. The sun is still out.
Boom. No, I agree. But also, boom. In that room, probably blood and guts. Yuck.
You're exactly right!
All kinds of firsts happening in the courtroom today.
He would have gotten blood all across his back. But that's not how he looked when he was arrested. The medical report clearly states that he had blood on the front of his body. Telling us that Sosuke could have only fallen forward.
And what of it? Maybe he did. Maybe he turned his head weird while trying to dodge. Things happen fast.
I would like to say that the prosecution should right now be telling their witness to shut the fuck up.
Well, he's not even the prosecution's witness. I think we pulled him back.
Oh no,
yeah,
he is one of Emma's.
Okay. Don't try to bullshit a
Prosecution
bullshitter.
should be telling their witness to shut the fuck up.
Fast enough that you may have, in fact, actually struck my client from behind.
Yeah, maybe.
Took him by surprise? When he was no threat to you?
What? No.
Easy target to knock out at that point. Makes sense why you wouldn't use lethal force in that scenario.
No, he was... That guy's got a nearly full head on me.
True. True.
I don't deny it. Roger's not a short king. Which makes it highly unlikely the witness could have simply hit him on the crown. If things happen as you say and he had the element of surprise, he would have simply aimed for the easiest target possible, the one easiest to reach, the center or bottom of the skull.
Not quite.
Excuse me?
I never said my client was standing when I never said my client was standing when this happened.
You mean he was asleep?
No. Consider that he was struck on the crown of his head. It's obvious that at the time, Sosuke Ikaria was...
Bent over.
My client must have been bent over. He was bent over when the witness came from behind and... No, I got the wrong one.
Morgan.
What? Why are you interrupting me now?
Because I thought you would want to know they were about to phrase things in a way that would sound very silly.
What are you talking about?
Sarah's right, Morgan. You should let her take this one.
What?
It was when Sosuke bent over to pick up Yoru.
Oh! They all preemptively were like, we're using the proper noun here.
That's when Officer Rogers struck Sosuke on his crown.
As I said, the one thing I do remember besides walking out there was picking up my sword. Picking it up off the ground. Having your android argue the weaker points for you now, counselor? Not exactly the bravest tactic.
Tactics are for freshening up your breath.
Shut the fuck up!
Okay, no, I have to give her to that. That was the most shitty thing. Okay. Oh, okay. Alright. What can you claim is weak about the argument?
Positioning. If your client really had walked out of that holding room and was then immediately hit from behind.
1 second, I just knocked over a bunch of my medication.
You lost your tactics.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay, now I've just got... I'll have to pretend that there's not dust on them next time I take them.
Ah, it's fine.
Yeah. Now you can go ahead.
I did.
Okay.
Where could his assailant have possibly been standing?
Sosuke had to get out of his bindings first, and then push open the door. And he wouldn't have been concerned with keeping quiet as he went. There would have been plenty of time for someone to hear him rummaging around in there. And figure out where they could hide. In the corner of the room here.
That doesn't work. If that was the case, your client would have fallen face first here. But instead, he was apprehended here in the center of the room.
Hey, makes sense to me. Looks like he dropped like a sack of potatoes by the door, sure. But then he was dragged to the center of the room. Would explain the streaks of blood you can see Would explain the streaks of blood we can see were discovered on the floor.
So those weren't left by him gliding his feet in order to move silently. I was hoping to learn that technique. Sad puppy.
Your Honor, I fear the defense may not realize the weight of the implication that her statement carries.
No?
If, as she claims, Sosuke Ikaria was knocked unconscious by Officer Rogers the moment he walked out into the room,
Then my client never had any opportunity to stab Tariq Chopin in the back. And the only remaining individual who could possibly have killed him...
would be me.
Stop stepping over my lines, asshole.
So he admits it.
I was just about to say.
That, Your Honor, is a Your Honor, is a confession.
Yeah. Nope, no take-backsies.
Even
Stenographer?
Emma was silent, like staring there.
Yes. Any thoughts on that, officer?
There's one thing that's been frustrating me for some time, actually. One I expected the prosecutor to voice, but perhaps I misjudged her. You what?
I was just like, I almost wanted to believe that Morgan would have rushed over to start holding her back.
None of what you're saying makes any sense. You say I hid in the corner to surprise Sosuke, and then what? Snuck up on Chopin?
Get it right, asshole.
How could I do any of that if I was downstairs at the time Chopin was killed? At the same time Sosuke killed him. You...
It's not that the thought hadn't occurred to Emma, you idiot. It's that once I address this point, your entire testimony falls apart, and the truth of this case becomes crystal clear. There's no misunderstanding on my part, and I suspect none on the part of the people, either. Because, the truth is, when you and your partner arrived, you must have immediately... 1 second. I would say taking the lead, because they didn't actually call in that they were separating, right?
Yeah, I would say take the lead.
You were the one who took point, not your partner.
Excuse me?
Chopin's shot opened the lock, sure. I can believe that. He was he was the one all gung-ho. All these hyphens. Chopin shot open the lock, sure, I believe that. He was the one all gung-ho about coming there anyway. But after entering, you went ahead of him, while he covered you.
What?
You already told us you wanted to stall, waited for backup. If Chopin charged forward, you couldn't slow him down. But if you went first, you could go as slow as you liked, and Chopin would be forced to match your pace. You were the one who cleared the room and shouted down that everyone was dead.
I told you, I testified.
So did your blue blood tail, testified all about how you and your partner separated on the second floor.
Objection, mischaracterization of testimony. The witness the defense is referring to did encounter 2 officers, but the witness never identified either of them.
The blue bloods didn't need to. All they were waiting to hear was whether any blue bloods were alive. So, after Roger shouted down to Chopin that everyone was dead, they bolted out the second floor window. And when Chopin shouted that someone was in the alley, Officer Rogers opened the window behind Creek's body to try and spot the runner. Then he ran down the fire escape to try and follow them, only to give up when he saw there was no ladder to get down with.
It's entirely possible that Chopin yelled someone was in the alley from the 3rd floor.
The scene of the crime is soundproof, remember? No one in that room would notice the commotion in the alley unless they'd already opened the windows to check it. So since Chopin yelled about it, he had to have been the officer who stayed on the 2nd floor.
This blue blood rat of yours just missed forward, or they're lying. There's no proof of any of this.
I would actually try to cut you down, but yes, you already committed perjury, so I'm not going to try to float that boat.
I was gonna say, stares at all the evidence, stares at the arcs. You have no proof of any of this. Stares, stares, stares.
Yes, there is, officer. I agree with Saris. Dumpster was moved. Oh, wait a second. Receiver app.
Oh, there it is. That scrap of paper was found by the 2nd floor windowsill.
But it's not just any scrap paper. It matches the red ink documents that were found where the pod died. And it happens to be a partial boot print on it, proving that someone stomped from the crime scene down the fire escape and into the 2nd floor.
That doesn't prove anything. Your own client could have left that boot print.
My client was arrested barefoot, remember? You did the arresting.
Then maybe Chopin...
If Chopin was the one who brought the scrap down from the 3rd floor, that would put him behind you. Meaning you couldn't have walked in on him being attacked by Sosuke.
Counselor! Even if we accept that Rogers was on the 3rd floor and then moved down to the 2nd, the sequence you're describing ends with both officers reunited on the 2nd floor, with neither of them dead. But obviously, Chopin did proceed to the 3rd floor because that's where he was killed. So now we're back where we started.
Back where we started? You're forgetting one key detail in this new sequence of events. At the time of officers reunite on 2nd floor, my client was already unconscious. Meaning the only person who had a chance to kill Officer Chopin was, in fact...
None of this shit matters! This lawyer's trying to accuse me of killing my partner? That doesn't make any goddamn sense! Why would I do something like that?
Depends.
What?
Depends where you live. Not uptown, I assume.
What's it to you?
Single bedroom?
Yeah, whatever.
Not great.
Excuse me?
And having to ride around all day with some insufferable spoiled rich stick in the mud? Knowing the whole time that your job, your whole goddamn police department, it was all just a bullet point on his resume?
Counselor is badgering the witness in lieu of making an actual argument.
Apologies, Your Honor. I'll state the motive plainly. Prop 492 is corrupt. Blue Bloods and worse would profit off it and at the city's expense. But it would also bring economic relief and badly needed repairs to the lower wards. Might also stop the canopy from, just falling down and crushing everyone who lives there. But a climber like Chopin wouldn't care about any of that. Every photo I've seen of this guy, he's had a big, stern frown. But I'll bet he was grinning ear to ear when he found that red ink. Must have made you sick to your stomach. So you killed him, and then you bled him like a pig to try to destroy the documents he'd have plastered all over town.
You're crazy! That's not possible!
Do the people have anything to add?
Emma hates losing, but she's not stupid. She must be getting sick of having to cover for this. I stand corrected!
Officer Rogers. You were the one who entered the 3rd floor first, weren't you?
What is she doing?
Yes. How long were you there before your partner alerted you to someone escaping through the alley? More than 2 minutes? Less than 3? You had a chance to start looking the room over? Yes. And did you see anything as politically explosive as what the defense has described? No, nothing of the sort.
Your Honor, the witness is blatantly lying. We know the documents were there, and we know Chopin found them, because they were found underneath his corpse.
And it is defense's theory that he was killed because of these documents. Because he would have tried to make them public, essentially.
Yes.
That's the defense's proposed motive for this man to kill his partner.
Yes.
I see. But why would he have prepared to kill his partner for reading documents left out on a desk when he had over 2 minutes to simply get rid of them beforehand?
Ah, I see 80 was made in the Midwest.
That actually helps specify where we are geographically in this vague city. A damn good question, Your Honor.
Do we have an answer for it?
I'm getting there. I'll get there. I'm close. His layers are falling off. This is a cold guy, cold enough to walk into the room, knock out Sosuke, and start calmly looking around. So is he lying? Did he actually see those papers? No, Emma's right. If the papers were in plain view, he'd have just tucked them into his jacket. If the papers were in plain view, were they? Ugh, I don't remember! Where the hell did I put them? If not on the desk. I remember taking them out of Creek's safe and thinking they were nothing important, so I just... Okay. That's probably how one page was left where it could stick to the bottom of Roger's foot. Before I left, I recognized things. Tried to make it seem like I was never there, so I stacked things neatly.
Yoo-hoo! Counselor! Any cuckoos in or around the nest?
Pardon me, Your Honor. I was simply overthinking, to be honest. Officer Rogers didn't dispose of the red ink when he had the chance because he didn't notice the red ink. It's that simple.
Simple answer to a simple question that simply doesn't measure up. If Officer Rogers didn't notice the red ink docs in the 2 minutes he had with the scene, how did his partner discover them so quickly? Neither of them were looking for illicit government documents at the site of a gang shooting. Neither of them would want to start disturbing a crime scene when there were bodies and blood all around them.
Correct! Rationally, neither officer would want to start making a mess of the scene. Something must have simply caught Officer Chopin's eye. Very bad luck on his part, as it turns out.
You've gotta be. What the hell are you talking about?
What could it have been? Sounds like a tough question to answer, but there aren't as many possibilities to sift through as you'd think, Your Honor. Because it would have been something that caught Officer Chopin's eye, yet not that of his partner. In other words, something at the scene that Officer Rogers wouldn't recognize.
Your Honor, this is pointless. If the officers knew this was the site of orca violence from the silent alarm, and there was blood and corpses all over the damn place, and if the Reddick docks were not in plain sight amidst all that carnage, what could possibly have drawn Officer Chopin's attention to them?
If I need to replace Chopin's step specifically, was there anything in the evidence that he left a trace on? I would think this because the only thing that hasn't come up.
Known only to
Known
rich.
only to rich and criminals.
Right, and he's a spoiled brat.
When Rogers first entered the crime scene, he must have seen Creek's datapad resting on top of some papers.
You think Reddick documents were beneath the datapad at the time? That might explain why Rogers didn't notice them, but that's only half an answer.
Then how's this? It wasn't the datapad that drew Chopin's attention, Your Honor. It was the dark card that was stuck inside it.
The dark card?
Seems like a little more than a fancy credit card to you or I. But if you're rich enough, it's an unmistakable sign of powerful forces at play. Exactly the kind of thing that would put a gleam in the eyes of politically ambitious Officer Chopin. Right up until the moment he saw the bombshell hidden underneath the datapad.
Your Honor, this speculation...
Chopin's prints were discovered on the datapad, Your Honor. We know he must have picked it up. And that datapad was found by the police on the desk, so we know he must have put it down. I'm merely proposing that he didn't put it back down the exact same spot.
Just because this dark card happened... Hey, seriously. What the hell have you two been talking about? What the shit is a dark card?
I love the smug face.
There it is.
Cryptographically anonymous wallet card that rich people use to buy illegal drugs and gifts for their mistresses. Not common knowledge, unless you ran circles as high up as the city council.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. I didn't know that. Never heard of that. Assume you're being literal. It is a dark card. Yeah, to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me. Chopin going around picking up whatever he wanted at a crime scene without even radioing it in first? Sounds about right.
Well,
Bare hands, mouth breathing. Guy was big on following the rules, just wasn't good at remembering any of them.
man.
Not me, though. I remember every rule. Follow them, too. Partner breaks a body cam, I request a new one. Let him use mine. Stop him from getting sued by the next punk he bumps into. There's a real risk for him. He had money. People would sue him if they could. No one would try to sue Huey Rogers. Only thing the judge could award them would be my own goddamn debts. I don't think I'm bad with money, just bad with debt. Can never seem to get rid of this stuff.
Hey, prosecution. You should tell your boy to shut up. Hey, prosecution. Do your job, please.
But even I'm not so stupid that I wouldn't wear gloves at a goddamn crime scene.
You mean?
Obviously, counselor. From the minute we pulled up to that building until I was relieved from duty and sent home the next morning, I was wearing gloves. 3 stories in an alleyway, and I can swear on my parents' graves I didn't contaminate 1 millimeter of it. Didn't put my greasy fingerprints on the windows, the doors, the murder weapons.
I just want to point out, are you sure you didn't shed in a single follicle of hair? Really? I can get you on this. I'm a lawyer. I'm a pedant.
You'd never even know I was there. So you can say I did this or claim I did that. But the city's only ever gonna hear that some Icarian bastard killed a bunch of blue blood punks. And that Tariq Chopin died a hero, trying to save the day. Right.
Is that true? Is that possible? After all this, is it possible that... But the jury, surely they can see...
The jury will see that the adjudicant decided they need to see... The jury will see the adjudicant decides they need to see in order to properly render their verdict. If the adjudant comes to the conclusion that a witness or a line of questioning would only serve to confuse the jury...
Your Honor, the jury. Give me a second to think here, girl. I'm trying to build consensus and basically everyone's mad.
So maybe the adjutant rules in our favor, and maybe the jury to see things our way.
But there are no guarantees.
After all that, it's just...
Comes down to a gamble. Always does. Yeah. But you still get a chance to sculpt your hand. And I can do a lot better than this pile of shit. Just have to take my licks first. Your Honor, I disagree.
About what exactly?
About all of it. About everything. Look, we know someone moved to the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor via the fire escape because of that scrap of paper, which would have put them in perfect position to walk up behind Chopin. And we know Chopin picked up the datapad because his fingerprints are on it. So, we can reason Chopin was investigating the desk before he died. And of course, we know he died reading the red ink documents because, duh, his body was found collapsed on top of them. Put that all together and...
Nothing. You still have nothing. Nothing except circumstantial evidence tying this witness to a theoretical sequence of events.
Yeah, and we're using a jury system. That's all I really need. Emma, did you get hit in the head too?
What?
We have Officer Rogers' fingerprints on the murder weapon.
Huh? What? They'll never go all in unless they think your hand is crap. Put on a show.
Alright, well, this is our only hand to play. His prints were on the pistol he used to bludgeon my client, of course.
What? What are you... No, they aren't. As he said, he was wearing gloves. Also, that gun was never fired. What are you talking about? Health check, baby!
Now that you mention it, yeah. Shoot, did I get my notes mixed up? Maybe this broken bat. That's right, the bat. Did you think he wouldn't notice that you left fingerprints on it because as it was broken into splinters?
The baseball bat used on Trey. Forensics failed to pull a single print from that. Is this your idea of a joke?
Geez, take it easy. I misspoke a little. Also, I don't have my reading glasses. The Mag US that used to kill Angson Creek. Pretty stupid to forget to wipe your prints off a piece that gaudy, don't you think?
Counselor, what is this? Are you throwing a tantrum? Making a mockery of the courtroom? The only prints on that gun belong to Sosuke Ikaria.
Oh? Sorry, guess I was thinking of another case.
Is there perhaps a gas leak on the other side of the courtroom?
Oh no, Sarah, check for it. Stick out your tongue.
No.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, don't I feel stupid? Well, I've been trying to say that Officer Rogers failed to notice that he left his fingerprints on the most important weapon of all. The very blade that took his partner's life.
Enough of this embarrassment! What the hell's wrong with you? I knew a mob lawyer would be corrupt and vile, but how can you be such a stupid bimbo? Do you think we're all idiots? My fingerprints aren't on that goddamn knife, and you know it. Ooh.
My mistake. I can see here that, yes, I was misreading the final details, and it does appear that your fingerprints are not on that knife. Sorry.
You?
Oh dear.
What? What? What is it?
I guess we were all just wondering. How long have you known it was a knife that was used to kill your partner?
Oops.
There it is.
What?
Confused? So are these two. Because like you, neither of them were in the courtroom when Dr. Sato updated her autopsy report.
The one time an updated autopsy report is good!
So I knew that Chopin was killed with a knife. And the people knew that Chopin was killed with a knife. But how did you know that?
There must have been 50 cops in here when that doctor...
Far fewer than 50, actually. More like 0. We had already entered the courtroom by then, a courtesy we extended to a blue blood witness.
You... For some blue blood rat, you crazy harpy! Trying to trick me at the last second?
Rude.
You think I walked in here unprepared? No, of course not.
No, clearly you are, because you keep talking.
She, right there, Rockford, the prosecutor. Before I took the stand, she told me all about the knife.
Ah. So that's your plan.
Right, Rockford? Before I came out here, didn't you?
It's always great to reveal a full house and rake in the pot. It's even better to reveal a handful of shit you bluffed your way into victory with.
Say something already. Just say it!
But every now and then a different kind of victory comes along. Where you just get to sit back and watch someone else self-destruct. Because they completely misread the dealer.
Say it! Say it that you... Shut up!
There it is.
What? Just shut up! Is that so hard? Are my instructions unclear? Do you need me to salute you first? Stop talking! You are completely, utterly, 100% guilty! Why the hell would I perjure myself to help you? But... Hey! Start counting. Because from this second on, every word that comes out of your mouth adds directly to the number of years you're going to rot in jail. Unless those words are your confession. He's the Hound of Arcadia! He murders for the mob! We could put him away!
That's 15.
They don't want to put him away! Not for your crime, not for murdering the son of 2 city councilmen. Have you lost your goddamn mind? But he's a murderer.
Well, not all murderers are created equally.
Well, not all murderers are hunted equally.
Mm.
New ability assassinating each other, let it ride, keeps them divided. Orcas fighting in the lower wards, let them sort it out, keeps their numbers down. A monster shoots 6 women in the heart and leaves no evidence behind. Call us back when he kills someone important.
Ooh.
Noted.
Hi.
Strange, when she's properly infuriated, there's usually no stopping her. Well, if she's not going to twist a knife herself, I shouldn't let it go to waste. Your Honor, if the witness is having trouble choosing a place to start his confession, perhaps I might help by laying out the details for him.
You sadistic bitch.
Stop flirting, I'm not up your alley.
I'm sorry.
He was
I'm out of your league.
He was counting on Emma to step in. Now he's sliding down the rocky face of despair. Fingernails splitting and bloody as he attempts in vain to slow his descent. Not very dignified, so I won't leave him hanging. I'll be happy to speed him along. In summary, a week ago you acquired a blue blood distress signal when you arrested Tanks, but your partner insisted on letting him go and keeping the code to yourselves. So, the night of the murder, when the alarm went out, he jumped at the chance to be the first unit on the scene at what could be a gang shootout. You did all you could to stall, but your partner pressed on and even shot open the door in his hurry to get into the locked building. You made up an excuse to keep him on the second floor and proceed to the third on your own, relieved that everyone was already dead. And puzzled by the delirious Sosuke who you knocked out in one blow to the back of his head. But by calling down to your partner to convince him you were already too late, you alerted an orca hiding downstairs. And when they fled out the window and down into the alley, you opened the window at the crime scene to give chase. While you were scanning the alley from the second floor of the fire escape, your partner proceeded upstairs, where he was just as stunned as you were, but intrigued by the presence of a dark card you'd never recognize. He knew that it pointed towards the involvement of powerful parties. It was simply bad luck that he found the red ink before you. But he must have felt like he'd won the lottery. He was the one man in the city who'd benefit the most from exposing the corruption it hinted at. He must have been salivating at the opportunity right in front of you, standing in the blood without a second thought. You had taken the knife from Sosuke, hadn't even thought about it up until that point. You knew once the rest of the force arrived, there'd be no stopping the red ink from going on the record. You had one chance to blot it out for one go.
That's all. That's all a lie. Just smoke and mirrors, tricks and guesswork. The Hound of Acardia standing right there next to you. The Blue Bloods themselves even tried to kill him right in front of all of us.
No, they didn't.
Excuse me?
I have it on very good authority the Blue Bloods wouldn't want my client assassinated.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, considering where the shooter was, and direction he was aiming, the only person he could have been aiming at would be, well... you!
What the hell are you talking about?
Seems like the old guard wanted to make sure there'd be a swift punishment for letting Prop 492 blow up. So you can keep protesting your innocence if you want. It might work out. And you might be able to avoid the next Blue Blood to come after you, and the next after that. You might survive just long enough to end up the only casualty in a tragically unavoidable case of friendly fire.
You're...
Blues are coming after you from above and below. Who gets there first is a coin toss, so tell me. You feeling lucky? Well?
You...
Any questions?
You and this DA... You're
Officer?
both... You're all... out of your damn minds!
Do you work for the Blue Bloods?
Never thought of it that way. Even back when I was a kid, I thought they were just another institution. Like a neighborhood watch, people looking out for each other. Everyone's parents off working or enlisted or in jail for civil disobedience. Whole neighborhoods that cops, medics, goddamn firemen wouldn't sit in. Didn't see it as transactional. Thought I was just lending a hand. My blood ain't worth shit. I was useful enough to be a young blood. I wasn't useful enough to be a young blood, not good looking enough to be a host. But I kept going to school. They helped me pay for it. And because it was, in fact, transactional, they expected to get something in return. Police Academy. Their man on the inside. Wasn't exciting as it sounds. I made sure it wasn't. Test scores sucked. Aptitude sucked. Clumsy and boring. I made sure no one wanted to give me anything important to do. Valuable enough that the Blue Bloods wouldn't out me. Not valuable enough that the cops would give me anything worth passing on. The world's worst double agent. So bad at his job, he'd never be expected to double-cross anyone. Imagine the look on my face when my reputation for nothingness gets me paired up with the worst babysitting job on the force.
Tariq Chopin.
We were perfectly matched in a way. I didn't want to be near nothing, and nobody wanted to let him near anything. Nothing dangerous enough to get him hurt, nothing real enough that he'd go blabbing to his dad's. We ran around to schools. Those are the jobs we'd get. Building security. Morning assemblies. Telling the kids what cops do. Here's how to call for help. We were a goddamn joke.
There are worse things to be.
You think I don't know that? You think I gave a shit that kids were laughing at us in the back of the class? That teens were throwing soda cans at our car? Good for them. At least they're having fun. Tariq was never having fun. He was just burning inside. Humiliation and bile. A stomach full of it. If he hadn't found the code on tanks that day, I don't know. Guy would have either put in his 2 weeks notice or just drawn his gun and walked into the nearest Orca mansion. So when you two arrived at the building, happened like the defense attorney said. I told Chopin some bullshit about smelling contraband to the second floor, and he started poking around. And I went straight to the third floor because that's where the bosses would hang out back when I was a kid, where they'd give us spare change to buy their groceries or pick up their laundry. Never met this creek or his pod in my life until we stopped Anchor Ton. Different gens. And I never seen anything like the bloodbath in that room. All four of the pod were dead when I got there. Believe me, don't believe me? I ain't no hound of a Icaria, and I don't even think he could have done that either. Considering how he stumbled out of that water closet like a bloody water balloon. I did whack him on the back of the head, but my hand to God, I'm not convinced it did anything. Face down in the blood, out like that. Couldn't have woke him up with a nuke. When the hound dropped, I searched him, followed protocol. Found that knife in his hand. I called down, said everyone was dead. That blue blood bolted. Tariq called after them. And yeah, I opened the window and tried to follow. I guess Tariq didn't know the ladder was out. Figured I would have chased him down, because the time I stepped back inside, he was upstairs. And I walked up those steps expecting him to be puking, crying, shaking, I don't know. Instead, he starts yelling down, happy, ecstatic. He can't believe this scoop of the century. And I realize I know what he was talking about.
Your blue blood superiors let you know about Prop 492.
Lots of people knew the deal with Prop 492, even non-blooded civvies. Nothing wrong with any of that, so long as it stayed a rumor. So long as the state didn't know we knew where the pillars were going to be built. It was a nice thing, believe it or not. People in the lower wards whispering about big money coming in. A little excitement to look forward to. Tariq was excited too. All he could see was forward. Barely reading the words in front of his eyes. Not giving a shit about anything behind him. Not caring about what he was trampling over. I didn't plan on doing anything, if that matters. If you care. I was moving slow, but I wasn't trying to hide. I just... After taking it off the hound, I still had that knife. That goddamn knife in my hand. You all seem like educated people, so... I take it none of you all believe in evil? We believe in evil down in the lower wards. It's like a fog. Hangs around certain people, places. And it poured off that knife like a water fountain. The devil made you do it. Haven't heard that one in a while. If it wasn't for that dark card being there. You know, Tariq told me once, said he wanted to become mayor. I just did this stupid fake laugh and told him he had my vote. I don't know why I did that. I shouldn't have done that.
Laughed at him?
Shouldn't have lied to him. And so, Your Honor, the people will be dismissing the charge of homicide in the first degree with prejudice. What does that mean?
They can't charge you with Officer Chopin's murder again at a later date because they found more evidence.
And the 4 other charges of second-degree homicide.
We will be dismissing the 4 charges of second-degree homicide without prejudice. So she's not quite convinced I couldn't have killed Creek's pod?
Noah's blood having already been on the knife you used to get free in the first place was pretty huge. Combined with Rogers admitting that you basically stumbled out a walking corpse.
But
But the way the state sees it, their murders aren't any more solved than they were at the beginning of this trial. It's to be expected.
Then the jury will be dismissed, this court will be adjourned. And you, Mr. Ikadia, are free to go.
Everything that's happened to you the last few days, how is that leaving you so shocked?
I'm not shocked. I'm just... I'm just grateful, Counselor. You have my...
Ahem.
Your Honor, is there perhaps something else you wanted to say?
Well, if you insist. I guess for some reason, even though the jury's been dismissed and it's actually their job to do this part and the charges were dropped, I have the strong, overwhelming urge to say... not guilty. No, that needs to be much bigger. Maybe, I cast ye innocent. No, that sounds dumb.
Always a pleasure, 80.
Gotta love a fucking Big O reference that just gets thrown out of nowhere.
If you think about it, lawyering basically is negotiating.
Yeah. So, how do you plan on celebrating? We won, in case you two somehow missed it. And won so definitively the police and even the Blue Bloods can't hold a grudge.
Right. My apologies. I'm grateful to you, of course. It's just that.
What, you want to jump on another grenade?
I still haven't gotten an answer to the question that's been haunting me. Even more so than whether or not I killed Chopin. Someone slaughtered Creek's entire pod. Then they had my life in the palm of their hand and...
And framed you, Sosuke. I don't think they were doing you any favors.
And yet they did. They let me live. It feels strange owing everything to someone so unknowable.
Well, you'll have plenty of time to think of it, spending the rest of your life hiding your head in the sand. Ignoring the vast riches that sit untapped in the savings accounts across the sea.
He's made his stance quite clear.
I don't intend to hide, Morgan. The Blue Bloods can try whatever they like. And they can find me standing right where I've always stood. Protecting my family.
Seems there's someone who'd like to speak with you about just that.
Oh, damn.
So say.
Who let him out of kindergarten? Marco... young master! Please, forgive me, young master. I failed you, repeatedly. I'll accept any punishment. Oh, there's the grenade.
Yep.
Very well. 108 years of manual labor.
Oh,
Yeah, that's about as merciful as I expected. At least he picked a good number.
100 and... Of course, young master.
You'll need to spend that sentence serving as my head of security. So, that I know you're actually doing it. And that means you won't be able to do other jobs anymore. Even the ones that the elders ask you to do. Even delivering messages.
Oh.
It's a punishment handed down by the heir to the noble house Ikaria Sosuke. Who could possibly overrule it? Sneezes.
As you say. I'll start right away, if you don't mind.
That's probably wise. Grandfather is outside in the motorcade, and he's had nothing but criticisms for the current formation.
The chairman is here. He came here.
Probably just happened to be on his way to the airport.
He is, Counselor Morgan. Surprisingly astute of you. Though, he is leaving quite early, if he just wants to get to the airport. None of our private planes are even fueled.
Aw, Dad wanted to see his son.
it seems to be a universal truth that old people like to get to the airport early.
Hey. It's called being prepared for anything to go wrong at the check-in, because that bitch is long.
Sagely nods. What?
No, I'm
there's
just I
next
pre
line
I
from
pre
Makoto.
yeah, but also I will say, I also just had a brief power blink because it started to storm, but luckily my backup power supply kept us stable.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
good. That sounds very wise, Sarah of House Paralegal. Who are you quoting?
Then, if you'll excuse me for a moment, counselor.
Yeah, feel free to. Take Sarah with you.
Pardon?
If you don't let her look at your tattoo now, I'll never hear the end of it. The eyes.
Amazing.
She's activated.
Yep.
Yes, well, that's...
Actually, for one quick thing, Sarah, she offered to record a line. Do you want to just read it on stream? It's just a little bit up in the general.
Yeah. You said it's in general? Okay.
Yeah.
Do I do that now?
Might as
I
well.
was gonna say we could probably do it like at the end of the if this is the finale, we could probably like do it during the credits.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll do it then. We'll do it then.
Right then, I'll find a corner in which to lift up my shirt.
Un instant.
Oh. Congratulations, counselor. You succeeded on all fronts.
Thanks.
Not satisfied. Makoto seems to be in a good mood. If you ask him for a bonus now.
Shouldn't I just negotiate with my employer directly? You're the one who hired me, aren't you? At the very least, you're the one who put my name forward to Makoto. It's easy to see, looking back. You're the only one who's acted in Sosuke's interest this entire time. Who isn't a child.
And what of it?
Why me?
Why does it matter?
Because I value my privacy. I want to know why a woman with your resources would put an ant like me under her magnifying glass.
Such cruel metaphors you employ.
But not inaccurate.
Someone who values their privacy that much should, in the future, avoid directly confronting the board of multinational corporations.
Noble's board of directors. You were...
Not among them myself, but when one woman shifts the opinion of a room that stagnant, even by a millimeter, word gets around. My, you really are a shy little girl. No putting the genie back in the bottle, but I won't recommend you to anyone else if it bothers you that much.
Thanks. Though, you can be pretty shy yourself, letting Makoto take all the credit. Why the subterfuge?
I've already overextended myself in this matter. A woman from my side of the house intruding upon IFG's business. I don't mind that I'll have to rip out fingernails in front of the elders as recompense, but I thought I might spare myself the additional pinky or so.
You're being literal, aren't you?
Disobedience always has a cost. Especially in old families. Especially for daughters. But not flinching as you pay the toll carries its own kind of power, don't you think? Maybe I'm just trying to dress up my cowardice as dignity. Disobedience used to come naturally to me. It gets harder the older you get. Harder to believe your independence wasn't just immaturity. That's why I'm glad Makoto's such a good boy. I don't want him to feel any guilt later in life.
Yes, Makoto, certainly. Takes his responsibilities seriously.
Can't imagine where he gets it from. I was such a hellraiser.
He must get it from his father.
I suppose so.
It's an interesting mark below Sosuke's eye. Looks like a mole, but seems to be hereditary. Does Makoto know Sosuke's his father?
Oh.
Does Sosuke?
Hello?
I would be very disappointed in Sosuke's intelligence if he didn't.
I was sitting on this for a while. I suspected. That's why Sosuke left the family to join the military, wasn't it? Why he has to become the Hound when he came back. Self-imposed exile for interfering in your arranged marriage?
Oh my god, he really is a grade A jumper. Interfering. We were younger then, but we still knew what we were doing. We knew there was no stopping the marriage. If we didn't cover up the pregnancy, others would. Or just eliminate the problem themselves. Sosuke left before the bridal shower. A sudden enlistment, certainly, but I don't blame him for not wanting to be there on guard duty as I married another man.
If Makoto is Sosuke's son, though, that means he carries his blood. If he stands to inherit from both his father and mother his worth...
I understand this is going to be hard for you to believe, coming from a woman like me. But Makoto's already worth enough. He has his health, he has his mother. And his father will always be close by. Every moment we've shared as a family is worth its weight in gold. And as you've now seen, when given the opportunity to choose between Makoto and the blue blood fortune, Sosuke chose the former.
all of you, you could have, all of you, you could have it all. Why don't you want it all?
We already have it. I see. You don't understand, do you? I hope you do, someday.
Let's get back to something I fully understand then. Bargaining! One blood test from Makoto could split your precious house right down the middle. Your husband will be infuriated, assuming he has a pulse, and whatever connections you married him for will burn up in seconds. So unless you guarantee me that I'm free to turn down any job...
Don't make unnecessary threats, counselor. It makes you look weak. Take it from someone with experience. You're always free to leave the house. But if you find yourself slinking back, don't be too hard on yourself about it. It's just what the house does. Now, would you excuse me? Sosuke seems to have satisfied your companion's curiosity for the time being, and it's very rare for him to have any time to himself. You don't understand, do you? Counselor Morgan!
Emma.
What's that look for?
So that's 2 wins for me now, isn't it?
After Rogers went nuts and perjured himself all over the place, you're calling that shit show a win?
It definitely wasn't a loss. Only matters what only matters what letters in the column.
You're ridiculous.
Thanks, by the way, for letting things play out as long as they did. I imagine you wanted to put the brakes on things a number of times back there. But now it's all out, my client won't be getting knifed by cops or blue bloods. At least not for anything he didn't do.
You think I was happy to let the Hound of Icardia walk out of my courtroom?
Your courtroom? I'll have to have a word with the adjutant.
Please don't. Well, yes, I had my doubts. The OC unit has been getting a number of odd reports in the last 24 hours, truth be told.
What do you mean?
Burst of anonymous tips about figures in red being spotted around Creek's place before and after the killings. Uh-oh.
Figures in red.
That's right. The rust. Oh, never mind. Woohoo!
Ah, right, the rust.
I don't like the timing, but it's not as if OC can ignore the idea altogether. Someone killed those four, and it wasn't Sosuke or Rogers.
If you don't like the rust for it, where's your head at?
Whoever killed Creek's pod did it with such unhinged brutality. And yet it was executed with precision, so cold-blooded that they managed to virtually erase their presence from the scene afterwards.
Yeah.
Tanks and Creek were both shot from fairly close range and near enough to their solar plexuses.
I suppose.
Bashing Trey's skull in was overkill, yes, but it was the safest way to erase anything his mods may have recorded. And even if it was an afterthought, that overcorrection is in line with perfectionism interrupted by... Bah, forget it. I'm seeing things that aren't there. First sign of obsession.
Good horror movie, classic in this era. Obsession.
I'm jealous. You seem like you never let anything get to you. Oh no, it does. Morgan's just better at hiding it. Oh, are we still here?
You hadn't read this one.
Sorry. I think there was a hiccup there because it looked like things froze.
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay, now I see the new line. It's unpleasant, you know? Feeling like you're possessed by something. Or someone. Well, if it's easy the rest control back, it wouldn't be an obsession. Just puppy love. Oh, that's me. I gotta take this call. See you around, Morgan.
Yeah, see you around.
Just don't go tell anyone that was a win, or I'll have you arrested for spreading misinformation.
Well, we can't have that.
Okay, Morgan, I fulfilled my obligation to Sarah now, so...
So now you can buy me a goddamn drink.
Pardon?
You can start your 108-year sentence tomorrow. I've got some paperwork we need to go through before then, and I don't want to do it sober.
Huh.
Also, mood Morgan, been there.
Oh, you're serious?
Of course I am. Everyone knows it's tradition for a client to buy their lawyer a drink after beating charges like this. And in this city, they take them... And in this city, they take them to this one special bar, Kintsugi.
I've never heard of that tradition. Or that bar.
Yes, well, you've lived a very sheltered life under the roof of House Ikaria, but I forgive your ignorance. Time for you to put that fat wealth you've been accruing that whole time to good use.
I suppose I do owe you a great deal.
Yes, because Makoto's check hasn't cleared yet.
Very well, but first I must inform Lady Mirai and the young master.
Go right ahead. Be my guest.
What was that? Did you want to get a look at Sosuke's tattoo as well?
I'll take a rain check.
Sosuke seems much more animated this afternoon, don't you think?
I mean, he did just beat murder charges.
Did you say something to him?
No. No, I didn't do anything.
I see. I don't see. Then perhaps his injuries were just taxing him more than we realized.
That must be it.
I repeat, no, I don't see.
It had been threatening to rain all day. Gray sky spanning the slate blue world. It was cold, and all the heaters were humming in their rush to overcorrect for it. At 3 o'clock, raindrops started hitting the windowsills. Not a problem. She had her umbrella. At 3:15, the adults started leaning back in their chairs. Watches and phones were being checked. They were preparing to leave. 3:24, another topic is brought up. The gathering resigns themselves to a continuation. It's 3:45. By the time the girl is able to excuse herself, she has 15 minutes to get back to school. Hardly impossible on foot if she hurried, but she could have asked to be driven there. For some reason, the thought never crossed her mind. She hesitated at the door. She'd left her umbrella behind back upstairs. It's not like her to be so absent-minded. The smart thing to do would be to go back and get it. It's 3:49. 3:51, she's jogging. A non-committal yet still undignified rush. When she sees the time on her phone roll over to 3:52, she starts to run. She hates running. A small part of her considers sending a text. She'd never been the one to text first. Come to think of it, she'd never been the one to text second. She only had one number in her phone's contacts, after all. At 3:56, the school gates are in sight. Her eyes had been strained to see them. She wasn't looking down. Her knee stung in a shallow, sharp way. The palms on her hands were embedded with specks of gravel where she caught herself. Rain-diluted blood ran down her leg as she dripped water onto the mundanely tiled floors of the hallway. At 3:59, she paused to at least catch her breath before sliding the door open. If her heart hadn't been beating so loudly in her ears, she would have easily heard the voices behind it.
Where do you even come up with this stuff? Oh, Sarah, if you want to take one of these, go ahead.
Hey, I can't promise it's gonna be that exciting every week around here, but
Eve, what are you... I thought you had a family thing. Oh, shit, are you okay? What happened? You're soaked and...
I thought... Who are all...
Sarah, so you can take the gray one, I'll take the red one.
sure. We're the Mystery Club. Name pending, I hope. I was told the name could change.
You're right, Eve. I just went around to people on campus and tried being friendly, being myself, and people started signing up. But forget that. Your knee.
It's fine.
You must be freezing. Let me give you my coat. Screw it. I'll just carry you to the nurse myself.
Stop.
Ma'am? This girl just showed up and she's bleeding. What? Bleeding? Everyone stand back. Where is she? Who?
What's her name?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen her before. You, girl, come with me. I'm taking you to the infirmary.
Ma'am, she's cold.
That's very nice of you, but it's not sanitary to share uniforms. Stay here and wait for the floors to be cleaned.
Eve,
Don't worry about it. I can walk on my own. Now that was a subversion I did not see coming.
And with a little sprinkle of salt just along the edge. There you have it. Oh, but that looks wonderful. Thank you. Of course. Let me know if you need anything else. I must admit, Morgan, this is quite a fine establishment. And so exclusive. The whole staff here on hand to attend, just the two of us. I can't imagine what the waiting list must be like.
Right? Lucky for you, you've got a man working on the inside.
I can assure you, a table at any time, Sosuke.
you or any of the housemates ever need a quiet spot to lay low from judging eyes of high society, now you know where to send them.
I might just do that. And these prices, so reasonable. Shit, I knew I should have gone with the digital menus.
Hey, Sosuke. That name they have for you, the Hound. That a title you were given, or just a pat on the or just part of the mantle you chose to take up?
No, I was called that long before I started delivering messages. Long before I got my tattoo. Truth be told, I'm not sure where it came from or when people started using it. Childhood nickname, I suppose.
Earned by following around Mirai like a puppy.
I never, Who told you Mirai was the heir when we were...
It's a miracle you didn't break under torture, you know that. The Hound of Icaria. So everyone called you a dog when you were a kid.
Jokingly. Lovingly.
Whatever you gotta tell yourself. Mirai's right. I don't know anything about. One of the many things I've long since acknowledged that I'm missing. But obsession, addiction, those are easy enough to grasp. I've rolled the dice plenty of times by now. There are no demons haunting me, no other drivers in the car. Just me, sitting in the dark with a hole in my chest. When it's hungry, I feed it. But it'll never be full. Because the hole was there first. And it built a girl around itself so it would have a place to hide. How can you tell? That they called you that lovingly.
I suppose you never know. You just trust. And if you do trust, then that's your answer. And besides, what's insulting about being compared to a dog? Everyone loves dogs.
Woo.
Probably even you.
For your information, I like dogs just fine, Sosuke. But I could never live as one. Everyone's already collared in this world, tagged, labeled, classified, and put in a box. But even so, I refuse to sit at the end of someone's leash. Better to remain a stray.
Yay!
We did it!
We did it!
And now we have to wait.
Yeah. Well, we do have what we talked about, like, before, is that we haven't touched any of the supplementary cases.
This is very true. This is very true. Alright.
Alright, it
For
wasn't in
context.
general, it was in shitpost. Yeah.
I found it. I was gonna say, I'm gonna give the context first so that chat's not fully confused. It's a post on Blue Sky. Juan put it in there. Said, I'm imagining Sarah saying this because OP has Sarah as their profile picture. And I went, I could voice that for you. And here it goes.
You're scaring the hoes. Enough. Do not project your own cowardice onto the hoes. I have heard their words and seen their deeds, and you besmirch both. Die where you stand.
Now I'm just imagining her with her own, like, gotcha moment animation, but that's the line.
Listen, we, the defending, have determined, in place of the people, because there are no people, because, the hoes are not guilty.
Oh.
Oh.
But also when he gets drunk, he's immediately like, when he immediately gets drunk, look at my son and my wife. I love them.
And Morgan just disgusted.
I didn't need a Maze Hughes moment. Oh no.
Yeah. No, I just love
No, it's okay. This one lived.
Oh.
Oh, the
So
kid.
True. Who
The
wants to take the kid?
I think that one was Saris at the beginning.
I can't remember the voice I did for them.
I think you did a little child, but not too whispery.
Okay. I wasn't looking out for anything in particular. The rust gave me and the others food and stuff for telling them where the blues go and who they talk to. My shoes have been feeling too small, and the blue guys in that building had been really busy lately. I thought if I hung around there, I might see something the rest would give me new shoes for. But I never saw anything worth anything.
So you gave up?
No. I got scared.
What scared you?
You won't believe me. No one believes me. Everyone says I'm a liar.
Everyone says I'm a liar too.
Are you?
I can't remember. You see, somebody took something that belonged to me. I don't feel right without it. But I think you could help me find it.
What'd you lose?
My face.
I saw the Red Hood. Except she was a lady, not a girl, and she didn't have her hood up. I didn't get a good look at her face. But she was all red.
Red hair.
What's this?
Gold.
Thanks. Are you sure? It wasn't any help.
You've been a huge help. Now I know to look for red hair. I've tracked more elusive prey with less.
To be continued in Of the Devil, Episode 3. Quoting scripture.
Now that's the end. All right, how bad we do?
Hooray! I did the thing!
Okay, that actually synced up so perfectly. I'm happy. Okay. Oh, 22 of 20 profiles. Okay. 34
Hey.
terms.
Hey. Let's go.
290 crits. Okay. And bonus scenarios. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, we haven't spent any of those. We spent those last time. But we do have the concept gallery to go to now.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at the art. Probably this one. Oh, nope. Next one?
Here we go.
There we are. Hey.
Nice.
I forgot that. I love that these are basically like, hey, do you want to cosplay an obscure character? Don't worry, we got you.
Yeah.
Turn around. Oh, okay. I do love seeing the models that get put in here because I always forget all this goes into each episode, but it's so cool. Oh, so
I
it's a
love
sweater
Mirai's
vest.
design.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
the
you can get the little
combination
phone
of the combination of the formal attire kind of looking like a business suit, the smoke from her pipe being the digital.
There's the estate. I honestly wish we got to do more in this area. It looks so pretty.
Yeah.
Mm.
Though I can't wait for some, not all, but some of these characters to be recurrent.
Yeah. Also, we
It
finally
does
get to see
sound-
his back.
From the way Mirai said it about don't be surprised if you come crawling back, it does sound like at least House of Cardia might be a factor again.
I kind of low-key hope so.
Yeah. I also feel like that.
Look at...
Oh yeah, you were saying?
No, I was gonna say also look at my son.
Yeah.
Kintsugi was probably like the best locale design-wise.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can tell because they went back to it the most. Also, I don't think they're going to waste a character like Daisuke and not have him come back at least.
Yeah.
The losers. Both of them.
I think between our two villains, quote unquote, antagonists, I think that's more appropriate. Between our two antagonists, I did like oh, I forgot her name. The lady from the last case.
Yeah, she was only like right here.
Helen. All right. I felt like Helen. I felt like Helen had the stronger like character, whereas because we got to spend a bit more time with her and actually interrogate her outside of the case, whereas Huey, we were just restricted to the courtroom. But I kind of get why, because they had to do the twist with him. You know, he's been holding back this whole time.
I do appreciate too the fact that like it. So one of the other things I actually really like about him as a character that is a really tough balance that I think they did really, really well on is having an antagonist who truly doesn't know everything, right? The thing with Helen is because Helen was in the know, Helen had a base level understanding about, if I remember correctly, about like every level of the case, whereas Rogers was like kind of lost. Like he knew that he did the one thing, but he was kind of lost about everything else going. So even though like it seemed like to some extent he was lying, he was only lying about a very small portion of what they were talking about. He genuinely didn't fucking know what was going on.
Yeah, like, and he was banking on like not being important enough, but then also stuff like he literally had to shake the hands of the guy he killed's parents. But I also just loved at the point he was just like, I'm just a normal guy. I literally got a really bad situation. I'm not blaming my situation, but it's just like, the odds, man, the odds. Oh, you both of them.
Oh yeah, we got younger Kim too.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, I love young Kim. Okay, let's see here. Oh, and young Morgan. Oh.
Murderer Morgan.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what the mask looks like. Oh, it's even got like the demon horns.
They showed it once on one of her sprites when she was sitting above Creek, like giving him the like last monologue.
Yeah, it was just at an angle though. We could only see the part like under that like her face went into, but this is an actual frontal shot. I like it.
Yeah. All right, well that's everything. So I will let you guys tell people where they can find you, while I find someone for us to raid.
Yeah, you can find me at all the usual places: Blue Sky, YouTube. Still doing the Gundam stuff. New set comes out this month. Set GDO 5, the anniversary, Freedom Ascension. I'm gonna be doing a lot of content focused on that because it's really looking like to change things up in the game.
Sorry, I'm trying to see if I'm about to sneeze again.
Oh.
I think we're good. All right. Sorry about that. You can find me all over the internet at Tixdixl. In a couple hours, about give or take an hour and 15-ish minutes, we're going to be going live again over on my channel for another episode of The Lost and the Found. We have some surprises, so if you're following that, even if you don't get to stay for the full session, please drop in. We have some cool things for you to see. Other than that, I believe we should be resuming with Nier on Monday. And then I think we just go usual schedule from there. That's where that's where you can find me. Otherwise, if there are updates, I'll put them on my Blue Sky.
And hi, you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube at Burnout Vaughn, over on Patreon at Burnout's Bar. Similar, it looks like it'll be scheduled as usual, possibly near on Monday. And then I'll be picking up some streams, either doing some more Battle Network 2 with Mega Man, or doing some more Vaughn versus Mountain. We've already taken one cake chunk out of this mountain. We're going to take all the rest. May take, like, a year, but I'll do it. I'm spiteful. But for the more usual stuff, look forward to Tuesday with us returning to more of the Cosmic Caper and the fallout of the ghost tornado we didn't stop, or even have a hand in. You know, it just happened. We might have had ability to stop it. We'll never know. But then, as well as that, on next Saturday should be the return of the student's guide through Baldur's Gate, where, you know, we might have just accidentally, like, killed someone we were going to try to romance, but hey, stuff happens. You know, when you're destabilizing a cult. But following that, we should, unless I'm mistaken, also have another session for Those Who Wander. So keep an eye out for that on Sunday. But that's everything for the week to come. We're going to raid over to our good friend Punky, because I was going to raid Alpha, but he's still on Deltarune. I don't want to give people spoilers if they don't want them, so.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah, thank you all for coming out. We will see you again in 2 weeks' time. Thank you. We love you. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, so I forgot raid message.
Oh.
Case closed.
Case closed,
Yeah,
yes.
good.
All right. Yeah, case closed. Thank you all for coming out. We love you. Bye-bye. Case closed.
Bye.
What?